Hey guys, so we're back with, I don't know what day of Spooky Week this is yet, I'm getting there, but I'm here with my friend Leo.
Hello.
We're gonna do a reading, and we're just gonna kind of see where I'm at with both the spooks in my life and my love life. So let's see how this goes.
Okay, so I'm stirring this. I'm gonna have you do. Alright, so I'm gonna have you shuffle these as many times as you want, and then set the intention of a partner, or like future partner, basically.
Okay.
Bula. So the way how this is gonna be read is I'm gonna make 3 paths here.
Okay.
And the one that's going to be on the left is going to be your individual path. It's going to represent past, present, future. The path on the right is going to be a future partner's individual path.
Okay.
And as I move on here, I'm going to flip over these cards. And these are what you two will share in common as far as life experiences and even some personality traits.
Okay.
So during this reading, yes, it is tarot, so I will be using the cards, of course, but they are mostly used as a way to structure my readings. The cards are probably like 50% of the reading, if not maybe a little less. Most of it comes from you and stems from your energy, which is what I will mostly intend on reading.
Okay.
So, as I always start, within your past, we come across the Hierophant, and this here, it almost feels, I keep hearing dictated within your love life when it comes to past lovers or relationships. It always felt very dictated and very drawn out, almost like you kind of knew where it was going. As far as for this individual here, they carry a lot of emotional baggage with them. I keep hearing something about taking fault or blaming themselves. And I'm seeing that this carries on with them a lot in their day-to-day life. I feel like they need a constant reassurance. Now, for the both of you, we come across the Nine of Swords. This here actually validates what it is that's going through their life when it comes to past relationships. A lot of it I keep hearing like just nightmare intent. How it is that I work is they give me specific words. I will say what that mean, or I will say what the words are, and then I'll delve more into it, try and give it more meaning. And when I look at it for you, it comes up a lot with confusion. Just lots of confusion rolling up, lots of wind. I'm also just seeing here, again, it validates the whole thing with what I'm hearing as like malintent, but also knowing where it is that it's going to go, and you not feeling like you have the control to stop it. So that's kind of what I do show here is lack of control in both of your pasts. I do see here that there's this is going to go into more just personal life, not so much relationship, but I'm seeing a lot of things actually crumbling down. I'm seeing lack of structure in life, and I keep hearing something that has to do with greed. I don't know what that is rolling up to, and I'm not seeing it's with you, but I'm seeing an outside source. Someone who is, I keep hearing, I can't tell if this is like using or posing, but I do kind of just see in a sense that there's someone that's here that is in your life that is causing you to lack structure and is really not in their best interest and benefit for you. As I see here, this individual very focused on money, but also very protective when it comes to relationships. They just started feeling open to having one, because I do see here that they were very closed off within their past when it came to relationships. So they are starting to feel more open and aware and embracing the idea of a relationship. The Wheel of Fortune comes up between the two of you. This here actually shows like when people see the Wheel of Fortune, they typically think of money, monetary gain, wealth. Yes, but it also can represent fate. It represents something that is like destined to happen. So I'm seeing here that you both possibly have met and or have crossed paths. I do see here that this relationship, I keep hearing that there's going to be a lot that will come out of it. A lot of good, a lot of bad. I do see here, again, feeling lost and overwhelmed. We come across the Ten of Wands. They show me this video or this photo that's just moving. Is you clawing and just tearing away at rubble. And I'm seeing this rubble being life, again, that lack of structure. When I see you tearing away at this rubble, you're tearing it away, but you're putting it into groups, and it's very critiqued, is what they're telling me. And it's almost as if, like, you have to really let yourself go to build yourself back up. So do know that within time, your hard work, it will pay off. For Here with the World, they are going to be focused a lot on their work, very work-oriented, I can tell. A lot of things that I keep hearing that have to go with expansion and a lot of travel as well with them. I do say they try to include you, because I feel like that's what they're all about. I keep hearing twin flame as well. So I do see that there is definitely going to be a very tight bond. Between the two of you within future tense, we come across the Son of Wands. Now this here does show, again, it's actually validating travel, because the Son of Wands within this deck is actually supposed to be the Knight of Wands, which is a card of travel. It's also a card of wisdom. It has to do as well with, it's just validating the information again for me. His work oriented, but for you, your life structure. So I keep seeing you two, they're not showing me butting heads, but I keep seeing like leaning on each other. So I'm seeing you two being a very healthy support. But this is going to be a relationship built off of understanding and empathy and sympathy as well. When you empathize with one another and sympathize and you understand, you talk, communicate, it will be very healthy. And that's what he thrive off of as well. He will thrive off of. I keep seeing a male in this. He thrives off of a lot of communication, but I feel like that he struggles reciprocating.
That's like weirdly accurate, like weirdly like spot on with someone I know right now. And then some of the personal stuff too, that like spot on. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, like.
Yeah. Do you have any questions here? Cards popping out at all?
Not really. I mean, I understand it all. It's like it's just so weird. Like everything you said was like so spot on. Like that's so weird. And then I wanted to do one more if possible.
Okay.
About the ghost stuff that's going on in my life. I kind of want to know, like,
kind of like paranormal activity.
Yeah, just like I don't know if I'm like good, you know.
Okay.
Or if like if there's anything I should know or be warned about.
Well, so I do kind of want to go back to the beginning, just I guess for the sake of your video, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so from what I understand and from what I've been told by our friend Eric is you guys went to a certain bridge and made contact with an entity of some kind. Mm-hmm. And I do kind of want to put my own, this is an opinion, mm-hmm. because a lot of people, they kind of get confused on this, but this is my view on what it is like an entity or a negative entity is, mm-hmm. or a quote-unquote demon. Mm-hmm. It is a physical manifestation of someone's negative emotion. So of course, when it comes to a suicide victim, mm-hmm. unfortunately, they were going through a lot of negative things in their life. So after their passing, that's all they left behind was negative intent. So that's normally how demons can be manifested into the real world. We can make demons. We make our own demons. Depression, mm-hmm. it's one thing after another after another. And after a while, we kind of just manifest that. We will this demon to come into our life. And that can also be with positive things as well. Angels, God. I am not a believer. I am not a man of faith. I am a man of spirituality, but not a man of a specific religion. But if you give the energy into the world and say, there is a God, then in your reality, there is a God. In your reality, if you believe that there is a omnipotent flying spaghetti monster, in your reality, you have manifested a omnipotent flying spaghetti monster. I do see here, and you're not the first person that it has leached onto. In fact, it has leached onto several others. You're not the only one as of right now. Because the thing is with these beings, there's not just one. They are an infinite, yet they are none. So it's more along the lines of it is its energy that is attached to you. Just like, so, say, because who else did you go with? You went with Eric, and then you went,
Eric didn't actually go to the bridge with us. It was me, Holly, AJ, and our friend Andrew, who went off to the Navy.
Okay.
That was the 4 of us that it started with, like the whole thing.
So even say, like, even with Holly, it could attach itself to Holly as well. Your friend AJ, same story even. And it's not so much it's the entity itself that is attached to you, it is its energy. And it's almost, it's kind of like a radio or a phone. It's sending it out. It's sending it out. It is still where it is right now. Mm-hmm. It is still, wherever it's clinging to, wherever it wants to cling to, and more times than not, it is where it passed. Mm-hmm. So it still clings to that bridge, possibly. Mm-hmm. But what it's doing is it is sending negative intent.
It's like weird because like especially when we first started going to the bridge, like I just felt like this overwhelming need to like go back constantly, mm-hmm. which I knew probably wasn't the best thing. Like, because I was like, that's probably not good of me to want to go back as much as I do, but I don't know what it was, but I kept wanting to go back. And even now, like if somebody said let's go to the bridge, I'd be like, yes, let's do it, like right now, you know.
No, I can definitely understand where your mind would go with the logical part of it. Like, I shouldn't go back. If it's beckoning me and it seems of malintent, I would want to refrain. Now, my opinion is going back, because this is probably what I would do if I did not have, like, for myself, my own kind of community that I delve into where they can actually unattach and get rid of an entity. And these services do not come free. They are very expensive. I'm just lucky enough to have made friends. But as far as the easiest way of getting rid of it without having to spend a lot of money is, I would say, going back and validating. That's all Spirit wants, is for us to be at peace, but also to have some sort of validation, to know that they're being listened, mm-hmm. they're being heard. Spirit, like, as kind of shying away from this right now, say we lost someone very special, very dear to us, a family member, a friend. You know, we miss them, we long for them, we want to see them again. They want to see us more. That's kind of how this is right now. They want to hear that validation, that they're being heard. And going back, it will, in a sense, it'll validate that it's being heard. Now, of course, if it does want to do more malintent, where it causes you self-harm, then that is definitely something to shy away from.
Yeah.
No doubt. But giving it that validation and knowing that they are being heard, that may just be all that it wants. Because you never know what they were going through when they were in the living. When they took their life, it may have been because they weren't being heard.
Well, I do know because Holly and I did a Ouija board session when everything like was going down originally. Because we were both like, okay, we want to figure out what's going on. So we took out the Ouija board and we sat around for a while. And finally something came through. And then after like asking it like a bunch of questions, it finally started to tell us that it was the ghost that had been following us from Suicide Bridge. And it even went in to tell us like why, like it was a girl, she died. And I guess what she had said was she was in an abusive relationship and she didn't have any other way to get out of it except for obviously ending her own life. And it was just like super weird to hear that. I mean, who knows? Maybe they could be lying to us. I don't know. Like, but like that's what it said, and it was really weird to like. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. So yeah, that's what we learned from it.
Okay. Yeah, that's. And you are very right, because you never know what it is that you are contacting when it comes to a Ouija board. Mm-hmm. That's why I find mediumship is always the best source of working with spirit, because with a medium, they know how to connect. With a Ouija board, it's kind of just like throwing a beacon. It's like first come, first serve, bitches.
Yeah. I'm dumb, and I started breaking some of the rules, which I shouldn't have, but I did. For content.
For content.
And then I realized I probably shouldn't be doing this.
Do it for the views.
Pretty much.
Do it for the views. Spirit, for the most part, always has positive intent for us. They're always looking out for us. You do have some negative intent spirit, and that's mostly because of residual energy. Or it's because they didn't finish something in their life while they were living. But they're, you know, that whole like going to the light thing, that is a very true statement. I've had a few friends who have had near-death experiences, and they said like, I saw the light and I had an out-of-body experience.
That's wild.
But I was put back in. It was crazy. Like when they told me, I got goosebumps, and then spirit was just in my ear clairaudiently. I'm gonna use specific like psychic terms or metaphysical terms. If I say ones that you don't know, just let me know.
Okay.
So clairaudient, I can hear things, just not so much how like I can hear you talking to me. It's more of just like it's in my head.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, last year when I stayed at the Queen Mary, we stayed in room B340, which is like the really haunted room that's on the tours that they do there.
Oh, you actually stayed in
Yeah.
there? Did you have to pay extra for that?
Yes.
I'm sure you
It was
did.
really expensive.
Yeah. When I went, it wasn't for rent at the time. You couldn't get into it.
Yeah, they just opened it last year.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm not happy they did that.
Yeah.
Mostly because, of course, with the possibility of something bad happening. But I also feel like it would be better just to have it open to the public.
Yeah, just so
During,
that they can go and see
yeah,
it.
and you know, feel the energy, you know, and you know, just kind of do their thing.
Yeah.
Probably take out some of the furniture so that way you don't have squatters.
Yeah. It used to be all gutted out and they completely redid it. And it's funny when you walk in there, like when you're staying, there's a chest sitting on the table with a Ouija board in it, a crystal ball, and a crystal, and tarot cards.
You are kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Oh my
I got it on
God.
video. Yeah, no, when we stayed there, like, obviously, like, when you walk in, you're like, oh, this is super creepy. And you get, like, that weird feeling that, like, you're not alone, clearly.
Yes.
But I was kind of disappointed because I didn't really experience anything, and I really wanted to. I did get a lot of stuff on audio in the background, which was creepy. And the only thing I really had that experienced was we were in the room, and this happened to a couple other YouTubers too, but we heard like a knocking noise. And it
I
wasn't
could
like,
hear that too.
It wasn't like consistent, and so I started talking to. I was like, "If you're a ghost, knock once for yes, twice for no." And I just kept asking questions, and he was responding, and it was the weirdest thing. I didn't get any of it on video because it was obviously an in the moment thing. And
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it, but it was the creepiest thing.
I had you know what a pendulum is, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how kind of it has like the doors, they're kind of like a double door in a sense, where like you can take like the top part of it and open it, or you can open the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it has like a little I don't want to say like a tray, but like an armrest sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I would you know, place my arm on that, and I would hold the pendulum, and I'd ask it yes or no questions. And I can't remember the whole thing that happened, but I was getting like very clear answers, and it was spinning. Like, I'm not saying like it was spinning just like a little bit, like it was freaking going crazy.
That's wild.
I'm like, holy shit. Okay, this is like the first time. Like, I've been doing this for several years now, working with spirit, doing psychic readings. Just very recently, about a year or so, I've been doing mediumship. And it's funny, I remember when I was hanging out with you and who was it, Reagan and Taylor. And you were like, oh, I wish I had a Ouija board. I'm like, I'm basically a human Ouija
I know, that was
board,
funny.
if that counts.
All right, that's the end of our little, it's almost like a podcast in a way.
I kind of figured that's how it was going to turn out, because that's why I asked you too. And I felt it, or I knew it. I'm like, this is going to turn it mostly to a podcast.
Yeah.
Watch.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video.
Bye,
and
guys.
yeah, thank you. I will catch you guys on the next train. Bye.